I call to order the meeting of the mayor and the council of the Borough of River Edge, regular meeting, May 8th, 2023, 6:30 p.m. I ask for a moment of silent reflection for all those who, again, have been victims of mass shooting in the United States. We also remember those who are suffering from mental illness, and those families that live with those who are suffering from mental illness, who share the burden of their journey. Ready? Salute. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. All right. Madam Clerk, roll call, please. Oh, no, I'm sorry, my mistake. Statement of compliance with the Open Public Meeting Act. This meeting complies with the Open Public Meeting Act by notification on January 9th and April 28th of this litigation date and time to the town news and the record, and by posting the same on the municipal bulletin board and the borough website, and filing notice of the same with the municipal clerk. Madam Clerk, roll call, please.
Councilman Kanigo,
Present.
Council President Kaufman,
Here.
Councilwoman Montesano Cohen,
Here.
Councilwoman Kinsella is currently absent but will be joining. Councilwoman Malalari,
Here.
Councilman Benson,
Here.
Mayor Papaleo.
Here. Okay, so could I have a motion from a member of council followed by a second to approve A and B of item number 5 after I read it into the record? Approve the minutes of the mayor and council closed session meeting of April 10th, 2023, and approve the minutes of the mayor and council regular meeting and closed session meeting of April 24th, 2023.
So moved.
Second.
Been moved and seconded. All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Are there any opposed or abstentions? Hearing none, it is unanimous. I'm going to take this a little bit out of order. I think what we'll do is we'll start with the proclamation declaring May 2023 as Mental Health Awareness Month. Arlene Faustini is with us. Arlene is our borough nurse, but she's also very involved in Stigma Free. And Arlene, after I read the proclamation, if you want to talk about Stigma Free or you want to talk about anything, we always give the acceptors of the proclamations a few minutes to speak to the proclamation.
Okay.
All right. So, proclamation. Oh, that's it. Background killed it. Sorry. Proclamation. Whereas the mental health is essential to everyone's overall well-being and health, and all people experience times of difficulties and stress in their lives and should feel comfortable in seeking help and support to manage these times. And whereas, like physical illness, mental illness is a medical condition that can be treated effectively through prevention, early identification, early intervention, and with effective treatment. All individuals with mental illness can make progress toward recovery and leading full productive lives. Whereas COVID-19 pandemic has created a multitude of mental health challenges for our community members of all ages, and connecting people to care is more important than ever. And whereas there is a strong body of research that supports user-friendly tools that all Americans can access to better handle challenges and protect their health and well-being. And whereas it is the 10th anniversary of the beginning of Stigma Free Initiative in Bergen County, and the month of May is recognized annually throughout the nation as Mental Health Awareness Month. And whereas the Borough of River Edge has declared itself a stigma-free zone in 2015 and will continue to support the Stigma-Free Initiative. Whereas stigma-free zones aim to inspire public interest and open dialogue with stigma, raise awareness of the diseases of mental illness, and create a culture wherein residents who have diseases of mental illness feel free to seek treatment without fear of stigma. Therefore, I, Thomas Papaleo, Mayor of the Borough of River Edge, and on behalf of the council, do hereby proclaim May 2023 as Mental Health Awareness Month.
Thank you.
And so our nurse, Arlene Faustini, who's also a member of Stigma Free.
I attended the Bergen County Symposium on the 10th anniversary last Wednesday. We had 260 to 300 people in attendance from all different agencies, all different communities. It was very informative. River Edge was asked to represent by having a table and a binder of what we've done in the past and our programs and our lectures and things like that. And that was very informative. And I just want to have a plug for Friday, May 19th. We're going to have our 3rd annual concert in the park. So it won't be on a Saturday. There's going to be food trucks and we have 2 live bands. And we'll be there with information, about Stigma Free. The symposium we all know that the pandemic took another turn in the mental health field, but the numbers are staggering. The numbers are staggering as to who is looking for mental health help and the number of therapists. Nationwide, it's like there's 300 some odd people to every one therapist. It's staggering. School levels, on college levels, in communities, the elderly. And the other thing I'm going to do this Friday, I'm attending a roundtable, and it's about age-friendly Bergen County. And we're getting that back up and running. And this particular topic Friday is going to be about the elderly and mental health. So looking forward to getting some information about that. So I thank you for the proclamation. And we do have a display in the library with books and different things. We plan on being there yet tomorrow, but Mrs. Ueda cannot make it. So we're going to postpone the awareness day. And anybody can reach any kind of information if they call my office. I retrieve messages all day and I can get back to people that are looking for references, resources, phone numbers. I have it all. So thank you again.
You're welcome. And you do an awesome job for the borough, not just worrying about our physical health, but our mental health. And we are very, very grateful.
Thank you very much. It's my honor.
And now we have Joyce Young. Joyce, I don't know if I said your last name. Yipong?
Joyce Zhang.
Jung, thank you.
Yeah.
And is, hold on, somebody is supposed to be here with you, right?
Yeah, Haewon So, but you don't have to wait for her. If she's not here yet, then we can just go ahead. Mhm.
All right, Joyce. And well, hopefully you'll talk a little bit about this. I have to tell you, I'm a 6th grade teacher, and we have been showing ed puzzles for my students. They're very excited that we celebrate Asian American and Native Hawaiian and Pacific Islanders heritage. Got very excited, showed an ed puzzle about it, and so it's important, and I know it firsthand. And so I'm glad you're here to receive this and to raise the awareness of our town. Okay, a proclamation. Whereas during the month of May, we recognize the history and achievement of Asian Americans and Native Hawaiians and Pacific Islanders, AANHPI, in our community. And whereas this Heritage Month originated in June 1977 and was officially signed into law in 1992, whereas the month of May was chosen to be observed, AANHPI, to commemorate the first Japanese who came to the country in May of 1843, and to mark the May 1869 completion of the Transcontinental Railroad, which was involved in the labor of many Chinese immigrants. Whereas AANHPI community is made up of culturally and linguistically diverse people representing populations from many, many countries and islands. Whereas we celebrate and honor the invaluable contributions the AANHPI community have made to our nation's culture and the arts and law and science and technology and sports and public service. And whereas we also recognize the AANHPIs who have served on the front lines of the COVID-19 pandemic as healthcare providers, first responders, teachers, and other essential workers. Now therefore be it resolved that I, Thomas Papaleo, Mayor of the Borough of River Edge, do hereby proclaim May 2023 as Asian American and Native Hawaiian / Pacific Islanders Heritage Month. Joyce, tell us a little bit, talk to us a little bit.
Yeah, as you mentioned, my name is Joyce Jung, and I'm so honored to receive this proclamation on behalf of Asian Americans and Pacific Islanders in River Edge. I think this proclamation is just not a small step. It's a huge step because it is our commitment. So what are we committing to? So we are committing to work together to fight against any Asian hate crime in our town. And we are also committing that we will support actions to learn more about the history and culture of AIPI. So as we commit to learn and we understand better, and that will eventually make our community strong and rich. So personally, I just cannot thank enough for this opportunity. And I'm so glad and honored. I'm a resident of the town that recognizes and accepts the history, culture, and achievement of AIPI. So thank you for this opportunity.
You're welcome, Joyce. Thank you for coming.
All right. Thank you.
All right, Joyce and Arlene, the clerk has the signed proclamations, so you can stop by Borough Hall at any time. It's Borough Hall itself is closed, but we've moved temporary offices into the public safety building right above the police department.
Okay.
Great. All right, now, let me, a whole bunch of stuff here. 1 second. Okay, I missed, well, I think what we can do is, okay, so we are going to honor the 8th grade CYO champions, but it's my understanding from today that there were some names that we did not get, but that doesn't mean we don't want to celebrate them and congratulate them. So we're going to celebrate the current list, and then hopefully our clerk will be able to get a updated list, and we'll have another ceremony of people to recognize and award. So we're going to at least celebrate these group of girls, okay? Now, in this proclamation, and I'm missing my copy of the proclamation. Are you able to send it to me?
Just give me 1 second, sorry.
Sure. I signed all the proclamations. I put them in a very safe spot so I wouldn't lose them. And of course, but while we're getting this, I will actually start with the state of New Jersey. Our legislators, we told them of these awards. And so they have, maybe if I put it in front of me. Nope, won't work. Hold on, let me. No, there's no way for me to do this without taking off all the filters. So I'm going to read first the citation from Senator Lagana, who is our New Jersey State Senator, Assemblywoman Lisa Swain, who is our also representing River Edge in Legislative District 38, and Assemblyman Chris Tully. And they have all three signed certificates for the girls. And so let me read this into the record. And I'll just read the one award and without the name, but it applies to all the girls. State of New Jersey, and the seal is on it. State and General Assembly citation. Commendations and praises are extended to, and I'll read your names in a second into the record, by the citizenry, that means all the civilians, of Legislative District 38 of New Jersey, through their elected representatives for bringing honor to themselves and pride to Bergen County, for triumphantly capturing the Newark Archdiocese Tournament of Champions victory, and for demonstrating keen competitive spirit, athletic skill, and team effort throughout the winning season. And it's signed Senator Joseph Lagana, Assemblywoman Lisa Swain, and Assemblyman Chris Tully, May 8th, 2023. And we have one certificate for each student. I just LG all of them, same thing. Great. Now, then we also let our commissioners know, and our commissioners were kind enough to give us a certificate. Now, this certificate says Bergen County Board of County Commissioners. These are kind of like the council for the county. So we have those elected people who are responsible for proper stewardship of the town of River Edge, and that's myself and the council. Then proper stewardship of the county of Bergen, and that's called the commissioners. And then we have a proper stewardship of the state, and that was the state senator and assemblyman. So this is from the commissioners. Certificate of commendation, honoring St. Peter's CYO participants in honor and recognition of winning the Bergen County CYO Youth Basketball League and the Newark Archdiocese Tournament of Champions. On behalf of the nearly 1 million residents of Bergen County, we congratulate you on these remarkable achievements. And this is from Commissioner and Chairman Thomas Sullivan, Vice Chairwoman Commissioner Jermaine Ortiz, Pro Temp Chairwoman Joan Voss, Commissioner Mary Amoroso, Rafael Marte, Stephen Tonelli, and Tracy Zor. So we have one for each of you. Now, having done a great job of making sure I don't lose anything, I have misplaced it. And I apologize for that. I will now hopefully be able to bring up the language for our certificates. And here we have them. Okay, so this would say certificate of recognition, the seal of the Borough of River Edge with our settlement in 1693. And we have the plow and the long rifle for the hunters and the farmers, and the anchor for those who are putting their trust and faith that this community would thrive, and it did. And this certifies, and so your name will be said, has been awarded this certificate in recognition of St. Peter's 8th grade girls basketball team for their victory in the Newark Archdiocese Tournament of Champions held in Kearney on March 19th and 20th. They became the first St. Peter's team to win this championship, beating Essex and Hudson County. Congratulations, girls. Now let me read into the record the names of each of our participants. We have, and forgive me if I say it wrong, Dalia Interano. We have Emma Yendel. We have Hope Artori. We have Kate Marchetti. We have Kaylin Murray McCormick. We have Maya Nautner. We have Reese Hornadig. We have Brooke Marchetti. We have Coach Interano. We have Coach McCormick, and we have Coach Yendel. And so I congratulate all those, and I ask for one of the coaches if they could be so kind to open their mic and talk to us a little bit about this achievement, and especially all the hard work that the girls have gone through to achieve this.
Hi, Mayor. It's Brian Yandel. First off, I'd like to thank you and the council for doing this tonight. I've seen your agenda, and you got a long night ahead of you, so it's much appreciated. I'm not going to go into the winning and losing. I just want to talk about the girls for a second. They're great kids. I was very sad when it was over. They're all, luckily, we have one 7th grader, so she's not starting high school next year, but they're all going to Riverdale High School, and they might not all play basketball, but whatever they do, clubs, tennis, soccer, whatever it is, I promise you Riverdale High School will be a better place because of them.
Oh, wonderful. That's a great thing to say. Are there any other coaches who want to say anything, or parents? We could take a quick moment if you wish to.
I just want to say thanks for having us, and thanks to, I think Brian captured it really accurately there. Yeah, just really proud of the girls and appreciate you guys taking the time to recognize them.
Well, they deserve it. Anyone?
Yes. Yeah, Coach Brian Insariano here. Thank you, everyone, and thank you for the support in the community. And thank you, because this is a very nice highlight in these girls' lives. So thank you very much.
So I'm going to return these certificates to the clerk's office. So say Wednesday or Thursday of this week, you can stop by, coaches, if you could, and collect their certificates and then share them with the girls. Round of applause. Great job. Here we go. Wonderful. Now, you're welcome to stay if you want, but this is a bit dry stuff we're going to be going through. So take care. All right, so we're going to now open to any member of the public who'd like to make a comment on any item on the agenda. So this is limited to the agenda. Could I have a motion a second?
So moved. Second.
All in favor, please say aye.
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 Are there any opposed or any abstention? Hearing none. Oh, also let's recognize that Councilwoman Kinsella is now present, and so we're grateful. It was a hectic schedule, and we're grateful to have you here, Councilwoman. Okay, so Michelle, Council President.
Yes, so if anyone would like to speak, please just raise your hand and I will allow you to do so. One second. Paul Florio, if you could just give us your address
919 Magnolia Avenue.
and go ahead.
I'm new to this, and this is probably not the time. How do I get to something that's not on the agenda
So we'll open
to say
up,
what I wanted to say?
yeah, we'll open up again after new business, which the agenda has no discussion elements. So probably take us about maybe 15 minutes or so. And then item number 15 on the agenda where it says public comments on anything, and you get 2 minutes.
Okay, that's fine.
Thanks, Paul.
You're welcome.
Don't see any others.
Give it another 10 seconds or so.
Okay.
Okay. By the way, I still see Arlene as Faustini is still on in the panelists,
Ah, okay.
and okay. Good. All right. Could I have a motion and a second to close to the public on any item on the agenda?
So moved.
Second.
All in favor, please say aye.
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 Okay. Any opposed or abstentions? Hearing none, it's unanimous. Okay, could I have Council President Kaufman followed by Councilman Kanigo move and second appointments and personnel changes? So A and B, approve the appointment of Council President Kaufman to the Cannabis Committee in place of Councilwoman Kinsella effective May 8th, 2023. Approve the resignation of Carmen Wong, part-time account receivable tax clerk effective May 12th, 2023. Oh, hold on. Since Councilwoman Kaufman, you're a part of it, I'm going to ask Councilman Kanigo to move it and Councilwoman Matsana Cohen to second.
So moved.
Second.
And you absolutely can vote on this, Council President. All in favor, please say aye.
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 Any opposed, any abstention? All right. For the public's benefit, there are monthly reports that are available from the clerk's office. They simply need to be requested. Land Use Board, April 12, 2023, Historic Preservation, April 26th, and Tax Collector, April of this year, of course. All right, having said that, we are up to public hearing, and it says no sooner than 7 p.m. So we will jump to resolutions. And do we have I know that we had to alter the agenda. Is there an alter in the resolutions from the copy I have?
Just, no, just the numbering, and then we added a resolution 23-149. Everything was posted on the website ahead of time.
Yeah, okay, good. Let me just make sure that I'm reading from the updated version. Everyone, just give me a moment while I just pull up the updated version electronically. Okay, so could I have in a moment, could I have a motion from Council President Kaufman and a second one from Councilwoman Kinsella to move resolutions 23-143 through 23-149.
So moved.
Second.
It is now open for discussion, debate, inquiry, or comment. Is there discussion, debate, inquiry, or comment? Seeing none, all in favor, please say aye.
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 Any opposed, any abstentions? All right, Council President, who is also our Finance Chair, would you please move 23-105? One member of Finance Committee, please second, and that, there we go.
Yes. At a regular meeting of the Mayor and Council of the Borough of River Edge, County of Bergen, State of New Jersey, held on May 8, 2023, be it resolved that the Mayor and Council of the Borough of River Edge approve the following expenditures. Current fund, $8,863,698.81. Capital fund, $74,945.33. Grant fund, $10,607.20. Trust other fund, $2,355. Payroll fund, $16,558. Developers escrow fund, $13,640. Recreation trust fund, $1,247.65. So moved.
Second.
Okay, all in favor, please say aye.
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 Any opposed, any abstentions? Okay, let's move to new business, and so that is the River Edge Lion Club request to place a lawn sign on borough property. Ms. Apertola, our business administrator, can you speak to this for us?
Yes, the borough clerk received a request from the Lions Club to place a lawn sign for the month for May, June, and July to attract membership on borough property in front of Borough Hall, as well as the message board, but our message board is offline with the current construction project. However, we do not have authority to grant this permission. It is something that has to be deliberated and authorized, if so, by the governing body.
So it's open to the council. What say ye?
I'm okay with it.
Have we
Any-
done this before? In a way of sign for 3 months?
I'm gonna let Zach, well, I believe the answer to that is no. I believe the reason they want the sign is because our electronic board is down.
Mm-hmm.
So Lizette, Ann, if you want to chime in on that.
Not since I've been here, that we've had a lawn sign from an organization that is not for a borough event on borough property in front of Borough Hall.
But Dario, let me see if you remember. I think we've put them on the sign for membership. I think we've done that, haven't we?
I believe we have, yeah.
So this is, we're making an exception due to construction, if the council wishes to make that exception.
I mean, I don't have an objection. It's just that the exception will become the norm if others will require a lawn sign also, let's say in the remainder of the construction. So something we will need to be cognizant of.
Yes, but one thing very important is this is not a fundraising sign, okay? This is a membership sign for a pretty well-established community club. So I would assume that if the council decides to grant this, they're granting it with, given all of these facts, that this is a very long, decade-long established community group, that our electronic sign is down, that there is no, they're looking simply for membership and nothing more. And of course, even if the council grants this, if the sign is inappropriate, both the BA and I have the authority to say to them that this sign is not appropriate and it needs to come down. Mr. Sarla, would you agree with what I've just said, that both I and the BA would have the authority to reject the sign if we found it to be inappropriate for any reason?
Absolutely, Mayor.
All right. So with these caveats or these conditions, what say you?
I'm sorry, what's the size of the sign?
Do we know that, Anne or Lizette?
I believe it's just a standard lawn sign.
Oh,
Like one of those like this big.
The school signs, like,
I believe so. I don't know if Mr. Dunce is on as a participant.
I don't see him.
No.
I mean, I would say depending on the size of the sign, I mean, I would like,
Agreed.
So if the council wishes to approve this, then Lizette and I would discuss it. If we found the sign questionable, we would either reject it or we would contact the council president, and the council president would do a straw poll of the council.
got it. I mean, Mr. Dunce has been doing this long enough that he should have known that we would have asked the size of the sign, but I'm sure it'll be appropriate, so I've got no problem with it.
Mhm.
In the future, if they could just give us some basic information, that would be great.
All right, could I have a motion?
I'm just
Okay.
assuming that the lawn sign is the ones that we usually put up for, let's say, graduation or whatever, an actual lawn sign, not like a huge banner type sign.
But that doesn't make sense. That's not gonna be visible from the
Sure.
street. They're probably talking about more of a banner like Regal puts on the fences when they're looking for people, or, you know, the swim club puts when they're looking for people. I think that's probably it. It's just, I think it would be helpful if we know exactly what size it is. If they're putting on a giant banner, we may not want it. But if we're leaving it up to the mayor and the president
No,
to
no, no.
decide anyway, I know it's in their, look, I know you're gonna have the best interest of the town, so I'm fine with it. Like, this is not a big deal. It's just,
yeah.
if they're asking us to put us up a sign, just tell us what kind of sign it is and
Why
what's
don't we
on it.
also
And
ask them to give us more information and move it to?
yeah, maybe just a mock-up of the sign, right? Like, so we can see
Yeah.
the sign and be like, okay, check.
That's
Why
fair.
don't we do this? Why don't we move it to the next agenda meeting? We're having another one in 2 weeks, 3 weeks, so I see no reason it can't wait. It's certainly not urgent if he wants it up for 3 months.
Agreed.
Can I clarify? I believe a copy of what the sign's gonna look like is available to us. I'm looking at it with the lion.
Yeah, but it doesn't say the dimensions, just
Right,
how,
right, okay.
what the content is, so.
Got it, okay.
All right, so I would recommend to the council that you can decide now, but I would recommend that you wait until the next meeting and get more information. Is the council comfortable with that?
Yes.
Yes.
All right, good. So now we come to mandatory vaccination policy. Ms. Abertola.
Sure, the public health and national health emergency declaration will end this week on Thursday. So, and the mandatory vaccinations for federal employees will also cease. But we do have a policy. It was established by resolution. So it is up to the governing body to determine whether they want to keep this policy or follow the end of these declarations and rescind the policy. But in order to do that, it would have to be by resolution.
I think we should put in, a stricter policy. Everybody should wear masks on Zoom only. All right, so it's time for the policy to go. Let's cut it quick. I think it's time for it to go.
Is there any objection to Councilman Kanigo's recommendation? Okay, Councilman Kanigo, can you make it in form of a motion?
Sure, I move that we terminate the policy effective, I guess, tomorrow.
Could I have a second?
So moved. Second.
It's been seconded. It is open for debate. Is there debate?
Can I ask, do we have a flu vaccination? Do we have any policy with any vaccinations?
No, only I believe certain DPW employees need vaccination under right to know, but like for Hep B, but that just goes with the type of licensing that they have. There's nothing like standard for all employees.
Thank you.
Any other debate, comment, or inquiry? Hearing none, all in favor, please say aye.
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 Any opposed, any abstention? Hearing none, it's unanimous. Ms. Apertola, if you could give us a construction update and capital.
There is no update at this time. We're waiting for the estoppel period for the bond ordinance to conclude, which would be towards the end of the month. So we'll start gearing up in around mid-June.
Excellent, very good. Is there any old business or any other new business from the council? Hearing none, we will now go to item number 10, public hearing. It is after 7 o'clock. So could I have a motion in a moment after I read the item to open to the public? Could I have a motion from Councilwoman Malari and a second from Councilman Benson? Public hearing 2023 Bergen County Open Space Trust Fund Grant Application, Memorial Park, Playground, and Walking Path Project Phase 1, presented by the Borough Administrators. Public comments on the grant application. Could I have a motion and second to open to the public?
So,
Second.
All in favor, please say aye.
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 Ms. Apertola, before we recognize every member of the public, can you please explain for the benefits of those watching on YouTube what we're doing and why?
Yes, as part of the grant application, we had to issue a public notice and a display ad that said we would hold this hearing at 7 o'clock. That's why, since it was before 7, we moved on to the other business on the agenda. But as far as this item is concerned, last November, when the borough's municipal open space tax was renewed by the voters by a referendum for another 10 years, the referendum question stated that these funds shall be designated for recreation, conservation, or historic preservation services as may be permitted by law, which would allow the borough to apply for and receive matching state and county grants. The aforementioned law, NJSA 40:12-15.1, defines the statutorily authorized purposes of using municipal open space trust funds as for the acquisition, development, and maintenance of lands acquired for recreation and conservation purposes, acquisition of farmland for farmland preservation purposes, historic preservation or the acquisition of historic properties, structures, facilities, sites, areas, or objects, and the payment of debt service for any indebtedness of any of the previously mentioned authorizations. Tonight's hearing is to obtain the governing body's authorization after a public hearing to submit an application for the 2023 Bergen County Open Space Municipal Park Improvement Program for a matching grant for the Memorial Park, Playground, and Walking Path Project Phase 1. This will address items that were identified by the Bergen County Joint Insurance Fund. And this includes a replacement of the 2 to 5 year playground equipment, which is over 20 years old. And that will be replaced with new inclusive equipment that would expand the availability of play structures for all children, meet the standards of the Americans with Disabilities Act, and include a new playground surface. Also, a portion of the walking paths that had been identified as trip and fall hazards under the Bergen JIF evaluation will be replaced as part of this project as well. So based on the updated estimate prepared by the borough engineer, the construction cost is $263,560 just for phase 1. Therefore, for the municipal park improvement application, the borough is seeking for the county program to match $131,780. The borough's portion will be funded through its open space trust fund, which, as a certified public service professional who has been working on open space trust fund projects for 18 of my 19 years in municipal service in the state, this is an appropriate and proper use of this trust fund in compliance with state law.
Outstanding, outstanding presentation. All right, we're open to the public. Any member of the public who wishes to ask a question, make a comment, are free to do so. Council President.
If anyone has a comment or question, just raise your hand and I'll, 1 second. Okay, Mr. Florio.
Paul, you
Hi.
have to say your name again and your address.
My name is Paul Florio, 919 Magnolia Avenue, River Edge, obviously. And I guess what I would like to make the council or the town aware of is a very dangerous situation that's occurring on my block. I've been in
Hold on,
touch.
Paul. I'm sorry. Believe it or not, this is only open for the open space, but
Oh, I'm sorry.
the very next thing we do, we're gonna open to the public on anything. So only because this is required by statute,
I got it.
we need to be very specific about this. Any member of the public who would like to discuss the open space grant application? Give it another 10 seconds or so.
Don't see anyone.
Okay, could I have a motion from any member of council in a second to close to the public?
So moved.
Second.
All in favor, please say aye.
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 Any opposed, any abstentions? Okay, could I have a motion, sorry. Could I have a motion from Councilwoman Monsanto and a second from Councilwoman Kinsella to Resolution 23-142, authorize submission of grant application Bergen County Trust Fund Municipal Program for Park Development of 2023.
So moved.
Second.
It has been moved and seconded. It is open for debate, discussion, or inquiry. Is there debate, discussion, inquiry from the council? Seeing none, all in favor, please say aye.
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 Any opposed, any abstentions? Hearing none, it is unanimous. Okay, now, Paul, hold on a second. Okay, could I have a motion from any member of the council and a second from another to open to the public on any comment they wish to make?
So moved.
Second.
All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
The chair recognizes Paul Florio.
Okay, am I still on volume?
I
Yes.
think so. Go.
Okay, there's a situation that's occurring on Magnolia Avenue. It has to do with well, it has to do with several things, but I've talked to the Principal Pepe. As you know, I don't know, you didn't know or don't know that Magnolia is a very narrow block. It's a one-way it's a dead end going north, ends at the school. The parking is taken up during the day by the kids. And what's happening is it's becoming a racetrack.
Oh,
Okay. It's becoming a racetrack. A dog has already been killed on a leash, being walked by its owner. Now, the police made their presence available maybe 2 days after I put in an initial complaint. The principal also called them. And what I fear is going to happen is that one of the toddlers on the street is going to get run over. So I guess I just want to go on record as making the town aware that this is a really bad situation. The kids have been, for the most part, pretty good about it, but just think about it. All the cars are facing one way. School lets out, everybody has to turn around. Okay, and there's the few that are honking and fooling around, and then there's some that has some pretty hot cars that I wish I had when I was that age. Okay, they go ripping down the block for what? I don't know, just to hear their mufflers go. All right, and all I guess I'm asking is, I don't understand why the police presence for 15 minutes can't be more available. I'm told that the police don't have the personnel, but it's 15 minutes. It doesn't have to be done every day. You just throw them off guard. You let them know that maybe somebody's going to be there, maybe not. They were using the church lot as a go-through to get to the light. Since then, Pastor Sweet has been closing those gates because the after-school program is there, and those kids are sometimes outside. So that problem has kind of been solved as long as they close the gate. But you have to see it to believe it. The block is a mess at that time of day. The other thing, and I'll quickly just say this, is that while DPW does a great job in sweeping the streets, but I guess I'm used to New York City. They have cars parked and the sweeper just goes around them. Okay, if the cars are parked, I don't know, it's probably a long road to get to, but this should really be an alternate side street so we can get our street cleaned. That would also alleviate part of the problem of that many kids parking on this block. So I guess this is just a matter of me wanting to go on record to let you know there's a very dangerous situation that's occurring on Magnolia Avenue, and it's every day.
So
It's every day.
Paul, help me understand this. I'm looking at Google Maps. So what they're doing is they have their license, they have a vehicle, they're not parking on school property because I don't see an access. They're simply parking on the block
Mhm.
and then walking into school, correct?
Correct.
Okay. And there is no there's no prohibition of parking from 9 to 11 or anything like that.
No,
Can I share my screen?
Sure, go ahead. Michelle, would you release that?
I think you can. Let me know if you can.
I know I can.
There we go.
That's what we're looking at. That's Magnolia, right, sir?
right, yes.
Okay, this just gives us a better idea. At the end over here is the Riverdale High School, Riverdale Regional High School.
Yes, that's Riverdale High School. This is
Over
my
here,
house.
we've got the church,
Right.
and there's a parking lot right here. And
Yes,
kids and even parents like me who have kids in the track team after school will park here or on one of the neighboring blocks for school events. You know, maybe a simple, you can't park on this side of the street might fix that. This way, the only way to park is facing the right way, and you don't have all the turnaround and all those issues. What do you think about that?
it would certainly alleviate a lot of the problem. I don't know what else to, to
So
say.
this is really something that should be vetted by the Traffic and Safety Committee and see if Traffic and Safety can come up with some ideas, solutions. Pat Diamond is the representative from the police department. He's always chock full of knowledge and ideas. So perhaps we can ask our borough administrator to send it to the Traffic and Safety and invite Mr. Florio to the next meeting so that he can voice his concerns to Traffic and Safety.
That would be great. Yeah. I'd be more than happy to do that.
Great. Now, what I'd like you to do in the meantime, when's the next Traffic and Safety, Dario? I don't remember.
I think
You
it's
have it?
June. I want to say it's June, the first week of June, the first.
It's next month.
Okay. Paul, what I'd like for you to do is to, if you could, reach out, maybe knock on some doors on the block and, ask them if parking on one side is something they'd be comfortable with, given the situation. If no parking from 9 to 11, which happens on the blocks between Kinderkamak and Bogert, might be something that they might be open to. You might also ask them, invite them to come to the Traffic and Safety to also share their thoughts. There's a lot of things we can do. And Lizette, if you can send a memo to the chief that Mr. Florio has been here, and the council is concerned about this situation, and if a staggered or random patrolling of the area at the end of the school day could be possible on a more frequent basis than that is currently happening. Would the council be in agreement with that suggestion to the chief?
Yes.
Yes.
Great. Paul, how does that sound as a start?
That's, and anything that we could do going forward to make this a safe block, because I know I won't have any problem with getting the residents, because all the residents, I'm the old man on the block. I've been, 42 years. This is my first council meeting, I'm sad to say.
Well,
But-
welcome.
Thank you. But there's toddlers up and down the block. We have preschool kids across the street on 2 houses in a row, and then down at the end of the block, there's also preschool kids. And as I said, this is a good start. I'd be more than happy to go to the did you say at the next town meeting, or there's a separate meeting?
Traffic and Safety.
Traffic and Safety. Lizette, can you make sure that he gets an invite to Traffic and Safety because it's online? And my calendar is showing it for June 7th. Now, Mr. Florio, I'm on the Traffic Safety, but my grandson is graduating in Virginia from high school. So I will not be here for that meeting, but
I'll be there. I'll be there.
Eagle will be there.
Good.
Great.
Mr. Florio, if you can just email me so I have your email address and I could send you that information.
Okay, your email is on the site,
It's on the website, yes.
on the website.
Mr. Fleury, let me ask you, are you at a computer now or a phone?
I'm at a computer.
Doesn't he have access to the chat?
Oh,
Oh,
you
yeah.
Text it.
You can
Chat.
go to the chat right now and Ms.
I'll just-
Avatola will be able to see it. You see the chat? It's the kind of the voice bubble. at the
You know,
bottom.
a box popped up. It's just, what's it? It
So-
says chat disabled.
Ah. Michelle, can you enable it?
I could just give it to you. It's just
No,
Paul.
I don't want you to say it over the air.
Oh, okay.
Can you put your email address into the chat?
Okay,
Okay.
It should work now.
it should work. Let's see. No, that's weird.
Okay.
All right.
Yeah, but that becomes a public document anyway, so if he's
Yeah,
typing it in, it
right,
becomes
I
public
agree.
anyway. Why don't you just call Lizette tomorrow if you don't mind, at any point? I know she's at Borough Hall and you can give her the number then and you can do
Okay.
that. Make it easy.
Okay.
All right, good. Thank you. Paul, anything else before we say goodbye?
No, that's about it. I'm very satisfied with everything else.
Thank you. Thank you for saying that. On behalf of the council and myself, we appreciate you saying that. Is there any other member of the public who would like to raise their hand and be recognized? Seeing none, could I have a motion and second to close to the public?
So moved.
Second.
All in favor, please say aye.
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 Okay, could I have in a moment, could I have a motion from Councilman Kinsella and a second from Councilman Canigo to go into closed session, resolution 23-150, resolution to go into closed session, exclude the public, personnel NJSA 10:4-12B8, recreation director interviews.
So moved.
Second,
All in favor, please say aye.
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 Now, we will not be coming back out to make any decisions. So, Mr. Sarlo, you're in agreement that we can close the public session and not return?
That's correct, Mayor, yes.
All right, could I have a motion from council to close the public session for the evening and go into closed session?
So
So
moved.
move. Second,
Second.
So we are adjourned as a public session. All in favor, please say aye.
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 Any opposed, any abstention? Hearing none, we are adjourned.
Good night.
2 minutes.
Good night, everyone.
2 minutes, yes, 2 minutes.